Points.
For the secretary.
We'll call to order at 6:45 PM. Can we please have a roll call? Mary Liz?
Shawnarana. Hitzman.
Here.
Martin. Maselli.
Here.
Oster.
Here.
Wolf. Tracy.
Here. Can you please stand for the pledge? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Let's appoint a secretary just in case. So, I need a motion. We are seeking a motion and a second to appoint, well, first of all, would someone like to volunteer?
Yeah, I mean, I can do it. I mean,
Liz, you want to be the secretary?
Sure, sure.
Okay. No big deal. So it comes with a prestigious bonus. So.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay, we are seeking a motion and a second to appoint Elizabeth Hitzman as the secretary pro tem.
So moved.
And second. And a roll call.
Hitzman.
Yes.
Maselli.
Yes.
Oster.
Yes.
And Tracy.
Yes.
Since there's no visitors here for you, so.
All right, no visitors. We may continue.
Okay.
So this hearing is basically to explain the transfers that are being requested as part of tonight's board agenda. We are looking to transfer $10,250,000 from the ed fund to the operations and maintenance fund, and then $10,500,000 from the operations fund into the capital projects fund. And these transfers are required to essentially complete the project that is underway next door, and also making sure that we have enough on hand so that we can begin the projects that we also have scheduled for this coming year and into the future.
So I think this was all part of the long-term plan to pay for next door, but does anyone have questions or comments?
The only thing I should add is when we first were talking about these transfers, the year had not yet ended yet. So the amounts that we published in the paper, which were not actually required, were higher. I think we had 14 million and change in the paper for the transfers, and they have been reduced to 10 million.
Perfect. Okay. If there's no questions or comments, we'll take action on this during the meeting shortly thereafter. Okay. Then I think we can adjourn this meeting. So we are seeking a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Second. We did need a motion.
I just said
You were
aye.
just eager. My fault. I read it as one thing. Should have put a pause
Yes.
line right there.
Just-
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we'll be back in a few.
I used to.
All right. Good evening. Let's call to order at 7:00, we're waiting 2 seconds. 7:02 on the button, just for you, Liz. And can we have a roll call?
Shinerana. Hitzman.
Here.
Martin. Maselli.
Here.
Oster.
Here.
Wolf. And Tracy.
Here. And can we please stand for the pledge? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great, thank you. First order of business, we are seeking a motion and a second to appoint Elizabeth Hitzman as Secretary Pro Tem.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Hitzman.
Yes.
Maselli.
Yes.
Oster.
Yes.
And Tracy.
Yes. And we have no one wishing to speak this
No
evening.
visitors.
Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda and turn it over to you, Al.
Good evening, everybody. Wanted to go over the June financial performance for the district, the end of the year. In June, the district expended $7.46 million and received $29.3 million, which resulted in an increase to our fund balance of $21.84 million. We started the month with $24.11 million and ended the month with $45.94 million. That should be our end of the year fund balance. Operating expenditures during June totaled $5.68 million, and that's $90,000 lower than expected for the month. And operating expenditures for June of '25 were up $1.11 million or 24.26% from this same month last year. The 24.26% change stems primarily from an increase of $210,000 in salaries and benefits over last year, $202,000 in purchase services, primarily contracted psychologists, transportation, and food services, $238,000 in supplies, primarily new textbook purchases and software licenses, and a $434,000 increase in other, which is primarily tuition for outplaced students. And that number is actually a little bit artificially high because there is one of our outplaced tuition vendors. It was late on a bill last year that we wound up paying this year, and then they got their bill in early this year, so we essentially paid a $230,000 bill twice, where normally we would only pay it once during the year. Revenues excluding the capital projects fund for the month were $29.27 million, which is $1.19 million higher than expected, and $1.31 million higher than what the district collected last June. Fiscal year to date, as of June 30th, revenues are $768,000 lower, and expenditures are $1.76 million lower than anticipated. The unaudited year-end figures for FY25 show that the district received a total of $70.4 million in direct revenues, and the district expended $82 million in direct expenditures. That resulted in a total net loss across all funds for the FY25 fiscal year of $11.5 million. As a result, the district's aggregate year-end fund balance decreased from $57.5 million at the beginning of the year to $45.9 million at the end of June this year, during which time the district also expended $22.1 million on capital improvements, which was about $810,000 more than budgeted. So that's just a very quick recap of the year in total. And you can see we were talking about revenues last month. We found a line that actually fit historically to what happened this year, except for this little bump last month. And then we came in almost dead on at the end of the year. Our expenditures basically trailed a little bit under for the entire year, but pretty consistent, which again has been kind of expected. That's about the gap that I've been trying to budget into the system. I'm actually going to try and tighten it a little more for next year, just to see if we can get them a little better. But we'll see. It becomes a little bit challenging. But overall, the district did pretty well. We spent 22.9 million, and we still have, including the payment tonight, $9+ million left on the project next door that we still have to pay out. So that's the $10 million in transfers that we'll be talking about later. Any questions?
I don't think so, Al.
And that won't be all paid out, right? That'll be all
For the big project, yeah.
Yeah.
Once that 9 million that's
That'll
left
be
is
it.
paid out, that
That's
should be
good.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a huge project.
Yeah, it's a huge project. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Al. Okay, anything else on, any questions or comments on any other consent agenda items? Okay. And then I think we will take action on item 4, the consent agenda. We are seeking a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Maselli,
Yes.
Oster,
Yes.
Hitzman,
Yes.
and Tracy.
Yes. All right. I'm told that we are not expecting a report from the Homer Council, but thanks for being here. Good evening. And we are to hear from the Homer Support Staff Council.
Quick.
No problem.
Hi, Erin Seacek for the Support Staff Council. I just wanted to report that everybody was super excited. The contract kicked in July 1st. Very happy members. Thank you for that. Looking forward to moving forward on the 2 MOUs that are under discussion and hearing from a lot of neighbors and union members. Everyone's super excited about the walkthrough on August 20th, so looking forward to that. Does anyone have any questions for me? No? Okay, enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to director's reports. Tim, I hear you don't have much to talk about, not a lot going on. So this
Short-
should be
short
a
and sweet, right?
5-minute
Yeah.
report, yes,
Five-
that's what I
5
heard.
hours.
That's what I heard. That's what the people are saying.
I'm sorry.
We like your reports.
Thank you. I like it. All right, so thank you. We do have a lot going on, and I wasn't here last month either, so forgive me, I got quite a bit to share. A lot of great things going on here in our department across the district. So typically in the summer, we had a lot of those big inspections go on over the spring break, so then we take those recommendations and those things and we prioritize fixing some of our items. So we had our fire system inspections, then we take those recommendations and get those updates done. Fire extinguisher delivery, recall the board approved a project to install fire extinguishers throughout the district in our instructional spaces, so that work has begun at the same time we're recharging all the existing fire extinguishers that are in place. Our hood suppression system inspections at all those locations have been completed. Scheduled generator maintenance at all the areas that have generators across the district, very important. Our required 5-year radon testing has been completed at all those locations. I'm anticipating that report by the end of the week. Our required 3-year asbestos inspections have taken place in this location at Goodings, and actually, since we did that project over spring break of removing those sinks in the corridors at Goodings Grove, we have an exemption letter now, where this is really our last building that contains asbestos, and we hope to address that in the near future with our flooring project that we'll be doing here. Numerous cafeteria table repairs. We did an inspection over spring break at several locations that utilize the folding tables, and they have some locking mechanisms, so we wanted to make sure that all those items are safe for our students and staff that use those on a daily basis. Numerous bleacher repairs. We had those inspections done over the spring break, so all those recommended repairs, and we prioritize those and get those done over this break, and maneuvering those around camps and maneuvering those around all the other work that's going on, thanks to my secretary Cheryl for taking care of all that. Roofing inspections have been completed by our contractor, so I get a report back on a database and get to see all the work that was done to the roofs as far as the repairs to the flashing, caulking of different joints around the different exhaust fans and things like that, the work that they do, cleaning of all the drains, the gutters, and all that types of stuff that's really important to our roof systems. And they'll come back in the fall and do a second round of that work, and that was an item that was approved by the board as well, so I'd like to update you on things like that. Masonry cleaning, we did a nice project at William E. Young and Butler to clean some of the masonry on the exteriors of the facades. Since we had some of the work that caused those issues to be repaired, so we went ahead and took care of those. We had one board-approved project for a water tank at Goodings Grove, a hot water heater that was replaced, and then 2 at William J. Butler replaced as well. Interior courtyard mansard roof project that was approved by the board. I'll have some pictures of that to share. Building refresh at transportation, we're almost done with that. We'll have some pictures to share, and we started and finished the whiteboard installation in our 5th grade wing today at Hadley Middle School as well. All the 5th grade rooms now have whiteboards on all the walls of the classrooms, just like the rest of the building. The RTU1, our in-house staff, our utility mechanic, and also our HVAC technician is rebuilding the interior guts of a rooftop unit, saving the district a lot of money. We had some issues with that unit over the summer, and they're taking it upon themselves to kind of spearhead that project. Really proud of them with that. We installed some new flush sensors in all of our bathrooms at Luther J. Schilling. New backboards installed. We couldn't get parts anymore for the backboard at the Goodings Grove gym, so we put new backboards in this summer. Wood gym floors were refinished at the middle school and William E. Young. You recall this gym, the existing gym at the junior high, will be refinished as part of the painting project that we have going on. The 9 controllers that the board approved several months ago for our HVAC system at Luther J. Schilling have been all installed. And I put ongoing because this is going to be something that kind of continues to come up. We'll replace some different controllers. There's, I think, 58 different controllers in that building, so we're not anywhere near a point where we've done all of them, and then we'll have the same thing going on at Young as well. A new oil pump was installed on our chiller at junior high, condensing unit repairs at Butler, all these types of things with HVAC always going on. Our new domestic hot water mixing valve was done in-house. It was a huge project, saved us tons of money here at the district with our in-house staff. We had some safety removal of some shrubs and trees done in-house and with Homer Tree Service. And our scheduled pesticide, herbicide, we do the herbicide in-house with our staff. They're all trained to do that. Ground staff and some of our maintenance staff. And then tons of work at our entrances here. So I'm sure you saw as you came in, our district facilities coordinator and our grounds department really spearheaded a nice project to clean up our entrances here at Hadley. That also saved us a ton of money because I got some prices from some local landscapers, and they were upwards of $20,000, $30,000. So that ended up costing us like $6,000. So that was really good. And kudos to them. New exterior signage you might have seen coming in some of our lots and to help our community as they come in and navigate the new facility. New furniture that the board approved last month, some of that's been coming in, all set up, and really just cleaning the buildings from top to bottom. Our custodians have done fantastic work this summer. Just a quick update, you've probably seen nothing's really been going on Bell Road the last couple of months. That's kind of continued. Some utilities were actually blocking where the foundations were going for these sound walls, and that kind of has tied things up time and time again these past couple of weeks. So this week, the clearance, they're going to start again, and then we anticipate now, I think I shared with you guys several times different completion dates. Their anticipated completion is said to be at the end of October. 143rd Street, that utility works beginning to wrap up. You'll notice that site construction fencing, the easement that we approved a couple board meetings ago, they've kind of come into our front lawn there now slightly, and you'll see that work start to begin coming up here in September. So we'll definitely communicate to Mr. Kratz and our families at Goodings as that stuff starts to take place. New lighting at Butler, another in-house project. Some LED lighting in the last 3 locations of Butler. Looks really nice. The parking seal coating project that was completed at all of our elementary schools is pretty much at a point where it's done. We have a couple more signs that need to be installed. But kudos to Mr. Janitis and Mrs. Bialek. They really got involved with this project with me, and I think we'll have a nice solution to some of the congestion issues at Young with some of these new configurations and lines that we've been able to put in to help guide parents as they come pick up and drop off their students. We have at Goodings Grove, I mentioned that interior courtyard mansard roof project. I came for a quick construction meeting, and they were just putting the flashing in, and they ended up finishing up that day. But they did a really nice job and really makes the courtyards look a lot nicer and matches the exterior of our building. For our new assistant principal at Butler, we're creating a small office and what used to be a copy clerk area. So creating that small space for that person to have a small space to work with students as they work between Schilling and Butler. New interior signage at our junior high school and over at the middle school, and really trying to integrate our logo and graphics into components of the buildings, and also help our community and students navigate this new building and how large it's become. Especially as our 5th graders come in from smaller elementary schools and they get to this giant school that's the size of a high school now. This will really kind of help out. And it's also, we have new ADA compliance, Braille, on all of our interior signage for our students as well.
Love the interior. I love the signage idea.
So really.
That'll help me.
I don't know you went around it anymore with this.
The exterior of our facility,
In the last couple months.
Yeah.
on the exteriors of our facilities, we continue, incorporating those same tones, those same sort of colors, and really helping, navigate the exterior. A nice plaque for Ross School. Thank you to Dr. Portwood helping me out with some of the graphics for that. And, just really a nice space for the community to come and all the things we do. In the back, some additional signage for our softball field. We'll see the scoreboard added in a few more weeks, I'm hoping as well. Some of the pictures of the exterior, you saw the admin as you came in, but that goes all the way down to Hadley, just in its infancy there. It looks a little more grown now. And then our new lift that was approved by the board a few months ago is delivered. There's our grounds guide, Dan, driving it into Hadley. That'll be shared between Hadley and Homer Junior High School. Our transportation center renovation, part deux, was going on. We had the, new luxury vinyl tile installed in the kitchen area, and then also finished painting the second section of the offices, the new director's office, put some new nylon carpeting in, and really finished it off nicely. So we're really excited to get that open for our transportation staff. The painting project at Homer Junior High, don't forget we have that going on as a separate project as well. All of our lockers are painted on the second floor. They're working on the west end today. And coming down the hallways, our gym, the walls have been painted, the ceiling's been painted. They fixed the roof drains on the ceiling. And now they'll be ready to install new wall pads, some of the graphics, and then get that floor done. We have a new logo going on the floor and some of the new updated lines. I mentioned the masonry cleaning. You remember on the side of Young, we had all sorts of black stains on the exterior of the masonry. That's all been cleaned off. The building looks almost like it did a few years ago when it opened. Our custodians, I've been every time I go to one of the grade schools, I'm just, not all the work's going on here. All of our schools are just going to be glistening when our teachers and students come back. This tile at Butler is nearly 20 years old, and it looks great. This building looks almost brand new. So just kudos to our head custodians, our custodians, everybody, our maintenance staff involved with all the work that goes into these classrooms and getting them ready for the next year. Our gym at Young, Mrs. Bruin, it's looking good. Our classroom spaces, all the glass that Mike and his staff clean at Schilling and that atrium. I'm looking forward to doing the new glass at the new cafeteria. And then we have the Schilling classrooms as well. That tile, that's several years old as well, so everything's looking really good. At Schilling, we did in the courtyard, we kind of cleaned up. It was a little muddy there, so we put some new rock. Our ground staff installed the rock with our student workers, and same at Schilling. The hallway's looking great. Just want to share all of our buildings. Hadley, a new conference room was set up. Their gym's looking good. And then we refreshed the lobby of the Hadley Middle School gym there. We kind of, with the new interior signage, we don't necessarily need the signs hanging from the ceiling, and we kind of cleaned that up a little bit, made that look nice, put some benches in, and really made it a nice space for when people come into the school. The science labs at the junior high got a nice refresh this summer. We went through and repainted all the cabinets. So kudos to our part-time staff and Mr. Cassanda and Mr. Lippy and all those guys over there who are just doing such great work to get our classroom space, our existing classroom spaces, all cohesive and matching and really nice.
Looks really nice in there.
The construction project, so I kind of go through this. So we're working every day as we get spaces turned over to us to complete a punch list in different rooms. So we've completed a punch list for Module C thus far. We are, to say that we're not a little behind, but I wouldn't be telling the truth. So we are, a little bit behind with some of the items. I'll kind of go through some of the things that have put us behind. But I think that, we're working very hard. These guys have been here on the weekends, they've been here on Saturdays, they've been here on Sundays. We're working 10-hour days. They're really pushing. And I'll show you a few pictures I took this morning where if you went over there right now, there's some examples of where lockers have been installed. There's been another coat of paint. Things are flying. Things are moving very quickly now. So we still feel very confident to say I'm not nervous about this is not the truth, but I feel very confident that we'll meet the mark. So, before I know you're gonna ask me, so.
No sleepless nights yet?
Not yet. So our Module E, when I refer to that, that's the old cafeteria. I'll have some images of that. That's been just building the walls, getting the light, getting everything ready in the ceiling. We ran into a couple of structural issues there that I'll kind of show you really quickly. Cafeteria ceiling installation, getting that ready to hold all those speakers, the fire alarms, all that sort of infrastructure. Lighting installation, HVAC control, the network. Eric and his team are just eagerly waiting those network racks to be fired up so we can get everything integrated and installed. Painting, door installation, the movable wall people came 12 hours after all the carpet was installed. So we're rocking and rolling. The building and fascia mansard roof replacements continuing to drag on a little bit. We're kind of pushing them a little bit. Parking lot work you saw as you came in. Parking lots are looking great. We'll stripe this whole area tomorrow out here in the front of Admin and Hadley. And then don't forget, since we're combining this building, we had to change for the fire department. Every single door that was a letter becomes a number, as well as adding some of the new classroom numbers on the windows. We also had our fire department here to tour. We did 3 different shifts this last week, so they're familiar with the building as we start getting some of those areas turned over to us. The health department inspection will be on the 29th, the next week, and then we'll continue to complete this addition and really push forward as we continue through. This was the corridor creation in room 211 that we took about a third of that room away and created a special space and then have a new connection into our new cafeteria. Our new Homer Junior High entrance is underway here. I was out there relocating a pipe from the new roof so that it wouldn't hit the flagpole. So that was a small issue that we rectified quickly, got on site and took care of it. That'll be where the HJH letters go, and a nice new entranceway. You can see the new parking lot and the new addition, the front there looking north. All the new sidewalks, all that'll be painted tomorrow. Some of the issues we ran into, you can kind of see the process of what we're doing here. And once they get that asphalt up, the old asphalt, you can kind of see some of those white areas, which is basically just stone. So there's no binder underneath this pavement. And it's really important that we do this the right way. We're making a huge investment in this parking lot. I plan on being here a while. I don't want to see this parking lot, start sinking and things like that. And we need to do this the right way. So we did do a little bit more work with the parking lot than we anticipated. They had to grind out 22 different locations and then reinstall a new binder course to make sure that it could accept the new pavement and appropriately support the new pavement, essentially, so it doesn't crack. In addition to that, we found a storm catch basin that was just completely at the bottom, not holding water and leaching essentially under the parking lot. That could cause a big issue, so we wanted to make sure we did this the right way, and essentially that was also taken care of the same day. New cafeteria, you can see our lighting, was on the other day, kind of exciting. It was like a nice little thing that happened. We're like, ooh. You could see the rest of the cafeteria. And so a lot of that stuff on the left, all that furniture will be put together into the library on Monday, the rest of that ceiling tile, and then we'll get that floor going as soon as all that dumps out of there. The new kitchen. We clean this Thursday and Friday, and then we'll be ready for the Quest staff to work on Monday and Tuesday. And then Tuesday at about 2:45, we'll have the inspector come through and give us the okay to open this kitchen. The new gym, the flooring's been here. We've had some issues with humidity over the last several days. We've been really working hard to keep that humidity where it needs to be. But for one reason or another, and some of the conditions outside right now, we're really having a hard time keeping it where it needs to be. So meanwhile, it's been acclimating while it's there. We're thinking that's the approach that's going to be taken with the gym, at this point, which is, it is what it is.
So this is probably one of the rooms that, not probably, is behind schedule.
This is definitely a little bit behind right now.
we have some ideas on how if we need to work around it, we can certainly do that, so it's not the end of the world, but.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to do some climate control in there.
Absolutely.
Humidity control. How's that going, or is it still?
So we're
outside?
running heat in front of the cooling coil so that we take out as much humidity in the air as possible, trying to keep that temperature at a sweet spot. But as you know, tomorrow we're anticipating dew points in the 80s. We're anticipating heat indices in the hundreds. So we want to make sure we do this right. That's the most important thing. So we'll make sure we do.
It should be mentioned that to try and control the humidity, it's not just our HVAC. I think they have 22
Yeah, you'll notice-
units
you'll
in
notice
in
along the
addition
side.
to our HVAC.
Okay.
And we're still having trouble getting.
Still having trouble getting it to
Yeah,
the.
so, I know Craig talked to me about this, and I guess my only question is, I get like the outside exterior weather conditions are less than ideal. They're not cooperating for sure. I mean, we have a little coolness, but basically humidity has been astronomically high, temperatures have been all over the place, but under normal conditions, right, like assuming construction is complete, I would still imagine we should be able to control the interior. It's all new equipment.
So construction was not on the
So
side
is
of
that the primary reason that we're having a problem, like the construction is not complete and?
Well, their number is also extremely low. They want 50 or less, and that's very difficult to do in the summertime. It's very difficult to get 50 or less.
That's a low relative humidity for this time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
it's
extremely
very low.
And in addition, Chris, some of the hallways were not conditioned either when we first started this process. They just fired up those units. The cafeteria, we just got access to as of, I think, 3 days ago on our control program. So the areas surrounding the gym.
Are not conditioned,
Were not
or
conditioned.
were not conditioned.
Correct. So either way, this is gonna get worked out the correct way. It's already been sitting in the gym for several days, so one could say that it's already been acclimated anyways. So we'll work this out the best way with the contractor and with the professionals at the gym floor company, make sure we're doing it the right way so that we don't screw things up. And the worst thing could be is that we don't get a projector screen, we don't get some of those items installed in time for school to start, but we get it over the weekend and we make sure those items are installed. as
So
soon as we possibly
once
can.
that humidity is controlled and they're able to do the flooring, how long does it take to do that flooring, once you have to go?
They could get that done in probably a week or two.
Oh, so it does take a week or two
Mhm.
then for that
It's
space?
about a week to put it in and then a week to finish it.
Okay.
And
Because then we still have to
Okay,
paint
so
it,
that's,
finish
it's
it.
not like 3 days and, so you're talking 2 weeks to get
Yeah,
it.
that's why this is on the
Yeah.
radar as being
Okay.
a problem. So in my opinion, we'll have the flooring, we just may not have all the accessories that we now
Sure.
need to go on the floor on top of to put up into the ceilings and on the stuff like that. That's kind of where my head is right now with this.
So we'll be able to open the room, but we may not, like Al said, we may not have the projector or the screen.
Right, so you still anticipate that it'll probably be up for the
Yeah.
start
And
of
will
school
the
year.
work on the existing junior high gym be completed on schedule?
Yes.
So we'll still have gyms that they would have last year?
We will still open this school year, no matter what the scenario is, with much more space than what we had last school year. There will be much more space for
That's an
gardens.
interesting way to phrase it.
No matter what way this goes, which we're still, like I said in the beginning of my discussion, I'm very positive that we'll still finish on time.
Okay.
I'm still very positive that these people will work till we need them to work. It's just that, we want to make sure we do these things the right way. We don't want to
Definitely.
rush
Do it
things,
right.
and this is a big investment.
Mhm.
We want to make sure we're following all the.
Well, it's the follow-up piece, it's then us getting access to these areas in time for Tim's crew and Eric's crew to set up their security cameras, their internet, their setting up all the furniture and everything, so that's what we're working to figure out now.
Okay.
All right, the library, we should be all moved in next week on Monday. They're gonna finish putting together, these were the existing shelves we brought down to the library from the existing Homer Junior High Library. Kudos to Bill and his team, they did a great job getting the cutouts around the outlets and just did a really nice job. Al and I were fooling around with the movable wall and kind of teaching ourselves how to use it, and I think we did a good job. but-
I still need training on it.
Then the library, just the whole thing, you kind of see the whole length. He was installing the code base last week. That'll all get put together on Monday. Our librarians are coming Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week to start populating the library. 158, so this was the rear of the existing Homer Junior High cafeteria. So that'll be room 158. The new office space in the new corridor at the Homer Junior High. This is an example I was talking about. So this was 9 o'clock this morning. I took this picture. And this is the new beam that was installed to redistribute the load from that. There was a beam here that was in the way. So this was a new beam that was installed to redistribute the weight. New concrete footings had to be installed in here as well. That was another little hiccup that we ran through that kind of elongated this process as well. And within these wing walls, already today, this afternoon, the new lockers are installed, and they did a second coat of paint already. So just an example of how quickly things are moving along, and that was just in one day today, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. when I was walking through again. The new furniture came. So on June 24th, we had all the new furniture arrive. So it took about a week to get everything together. And so these are the Module C classrooms, or the 6th grade classrooms that are connected to Hadley's 6th grade wing. There's some options. We gave each teacher different options. I might make a small YouTube video just to show them, or a clip to show them how they could set up the room in different ways. But you can see, the higher seating in the back, sort of the stadium style, and they can manipulate these. All those big tables are on wheels. The desks are fairly easy to move. So you can kind of see that furniture come to life that we talked about back in March. This would be like a testing setup, and then sort of a, nice U-shaped setup. And then briefly, just want to talk about a brief issue that's come up over the last couple of days we've been dealing with at Schilling. Our north side of the parking lot, our neighbors over there are working on a project, and they've kind of taken out the retaining wall, and it's kind of compromised some of our parking lot over there. So we have all the right people in line. We have our county officials who are on their side, and we have the Homer Glen officials who take care of our side. So all the right people are in place currently, and we're waiting further information on what we need to do and further assessment. And so we'll definitely keep the board updated as things kind of progress over there. It's still just kind of happening. So we wanted to make sure we updated you in case you drove by and saw what was going on.
So there's already been some damage to our property with that. One of our light poles has fallen because they took out the retaining wall. They've since propped the other two, correct? The other two light poles.
Yeah.
To give them some support, but thankful for the village. Red from the Village has been very helpful the last 2 days. Going out there, it's not even his jurisdiction, but supporting the district's responsibilities with it, and Tim's done a good job of making sure, advocating for us, and we're documenting everything that's going on over there to make sure that.
In case you guys didn't know, that's right where the line is between Homer Glen and then.
I was gonna say, can you
It's
show
right
us
there.
on the
It's
map?
basically right where my green line is.
Okay.
Where
and
Homer
that's
Glen is,
the-
there's Will County.
And so the retaining wall is where?
Just behind these bushes, the segment bushes here.
Okay, and that got knocked down? or
They took it out.
Who took it out?
Her neighbors took it out. They just removed it.
It's their retaining wall, Liz, but they
Oh,
removed
okay.
it, but that retaining wall was important
To
to our side of the
Holding up
property.
it's holding up our parking lot.
So as we've received all the rain, we've had
Exactly.
severe rain events, there's been some erosion that's taken place, and then exposed our concrete bases to our light poles along that north side of our parking lot. So we lost, as Craig mentioned, we lost one that fell over last weekend. And then there's others that have had to be shored up in order, so they don't fall.
So, okay, so if I understand, the retaining wall was on our neighbor's property, so
Mhm.
they're responsible, they have the right to remove it, correct?
When?
They have the
They
right to
do,
remove
but
it.
with the
but then-
proper
And
permit.
then
and-
permitting and.
Right,
Right.
and but then why is it affecting our, why is it, was it
Let's
the
say
way it was put in?
proper-
That's what we're-
proper
that's what we're working to
permitting,
find out
proper
right now.
construction would
In the,
not-
yeah,
Should not have happened.
Right.
I don't think that those things occurred properly.
okay.
That- so
way
that's what we're
when-
working. That's what we're working to find out with the officials right now. I think the Homer Glen official did a great job today of sort of trying to figure out who the general contractor is. The owner doesn't live in this area, so it's difficult to get in touch with some of the parties. So there's that to contribute to it as well. So I think once we find out more answers in the next couple of days, we can definitely get back to you
So
guys.
then, who's gonna be financially responsible for that, since it was not our, so that's something you guys are working through? then?
Yes.
It's too
Okay.
early for me to
We
discuss.
don't know how this plays out.
Okay, all right,
We do know that we'll have our own professional engineer,
Sure.
civil engineer looking at this very shortly.
Just wanted to, as we conclude, just wanted to thank the buildings and ground staff. We had a great appreciation lunch. I try to do this every year because we are all on the same shift. Over at the Megaplex, thanks to them for hosting us, we had lunch, and then we all had 3 courts to play different volleyball, cornhole, and badminton, so everybody was out there playing. It was a really nice time, so thanks to our staff that works so hard every day. And again, as was mentioned, we are having a grand opening on the 20th, so we invite our community and staff and anybody who's interested to come by. We're starting at 5:45 at the door 33, the front entrance of the new addition, with a little ribbon cutting and ceremony, and then tours will begin at 6 and run through 7:30 of the new facility. I'm excited to get that open for everybody. Tonight, just a couple requests. I'm asking for a new auto scrubber for Butler School, a new security gate for the track lot and bus lot over here at Homer Junior High in Hadley. And then I wanted to verbally mention that I'm reviewing estimates currently for the electrical supply for said gate at that area. They're running right now between $11,000 and $14,000. And I want to try to get that done before school starts, before our next board meeting, so I wanted to make sure that I made you aware of what's
That one didn't
possible.
make it onto the 460 list, so we're just mentioning it now.
Yeah, I just not sure where that gate is. We didn't have a gate there before, did we?
No, so-
So where is that on the map?
Sure,
Can
so
you
on the
show
north,
that?
I don't have a
No,
map
okay.
readily available,
So-
but on the north side of the junior high, we
Okay.
have the entrance that goes into our bus and track
Right,
lot,
right.
right? So now that our kitchen door and some of our delivery doors are within the parameters of set lot, our PE classes, our students, some of our people go out there during the day to, go to the softball fields, walk around the track.
Okay.
So we want to ensure that they're similar to our classrooms, have a fob system or have, camera, you see the little Verifone at the front door when you come in with the camera and the button. Any delivery, any person from the outside coming in now will be directed to the office or our head custodian so that they can clear the lot prior to the delivery or whatever coming back there. So it's really just another security feature to make sure that that lot's safe when our kiddos are out there and something's coming in for delivery.
I see.
So
Okay.
after the parking, right, there's the north parking lot, but before the bus lot.
So there's the area that's just adjacent to the existing cafeteria.
Mhm.
There's an area that kind of pops out, a new curb line that pops out, so it'll be between, right at the edge of where the cafeteria ends, the existing cafeteria, room 159, the new steam room now, where that ends, and where the edge of that new curb line is next to the church.
Nice.
How big is that gate?
I think it was almost 25 feet long by the time it slides all together over. And then it'll have an automatic opener, so when somebody scans, Eric and I will set it up so that when somebody scans the fob from our staff, it'll open with our staff. When a guest comes or a delivery comes, they will have to press the doorbell essentially and be authorized into our campus. It's something we have, we had at the high school too. It worked out really well
Yeah.
for our deliveries.
And the bus?
Or so we'll schedule it to be open during bus service, so it would open, our head custodian, like they do the manual one, would make sure that it's open and ready to go for bus service at each point.
That area of the school during construction has a fence, doesn't it? But that fence is only for construction. So this will limit vehicle traffic, but still people could walk around the gate.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I think right now, the vehicle traffic is probably the most pertinent thing. And we can look at long-term, adding some other fences for that other type of security.
Okay.
Especially since we're gonna have PE right out there on the track. It'd be nice
Was
to even
this-
close it during after-school
Was
activities.
this part of the original plan, or did you guys just, as we're seeing the space now?
This was an add-on.
This
This
is an
came up and we
add-on.
felt we could do it cheaper in-house than putting it on as a change order or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good question.
Any other questions? You'll see there's, I've taken a lot of your time. There's tons of upcoming things, so you can see there's something going on every day.
I do have a question. I kind of want to roll back to the transportation department.
Mhm.
I didn't want to interrupt you at
Yeah.
that point, because
He
you were
was-
really
he
on a
was
roll.
on a really
He was
good
on a
roll,
roll. I was
yeah.
going to, but then I couldn't squeeze it in. You talk about renovations, and the transportation department in the past was always in need of major renovations, And I know you said you did the floor and you updated that. One of the problems that we've had with the transportation, there weren't enough bathroom facilities. Is that something that's in the future, or is there anything as far as
We don't
that?
have a way to expand, we've looked into this before, the bathroom facilities in that building per se, because of the septic field, et cetera, there's a limit to what we can do there.
Okay.
So we can't really increase that.
Okay, because that was always a big issue with the
Yeah, but
transportation.
Now,
so.
they have access to the young.
I was gonna
which
say,
is a big
I
piece of
often
it.
find even some of our drivers that come to this lot while they wait for our kiddos to get out of here, I saw them going into junior high and often use the staff bathroom, or they go into the building, maybe they're sometimes waiting in if they're here early.
I see.
They park actually closer to Young than they
They
do
do
park.
for the transportation.
Right,
department.
so-
Are they able to fob in, or do they have to go and buzz them themselves?
I believe they have access to Young, right?
I think so, I'd have to double check, I'm pretty sure they do.
But yeah, that's a good question. I mean, so we have 3 bathrooms over there. There's one in the shop that, you know, the mechanics, some of the maintenance staff, and some of the drivers will often go out there. And there's 2 washrooms inside the office facility.
I know that was always an issue in the past, so.
But we did, in our last phase, we remodeled the washrooms. We put new flooring in, we put new toilets in, new sinks, new vanities, new lights, new ceilings. Basically, everything
Yeah, we
except
could do.
expanding
we've done-
the
okay.
space.
Okay, that's fine.
Good question, Liz. Anything else?
Curious.
Tim, all the projects that are going on, is everything else on schedule with and I shouldn't say that this is not on schedule, but I understand there are some concerns about the main project. But all the other stuff, is there anything that is not on schedule?
No,
Okay.
everything's great.
Everything's great.
Oh, I like that.
That did not feel genuine.
No, everything.
No, well, that's better than okay or
No,
fine.
so
Great
all
is-
everything will be, everything is ready.
It's better than fine. Great is better than
Great, I
fine.
mean,
Everything's gonna be ready and everything will be, everything will be ready for our students. And when our teachers get back, you know, we always are really attentive to those requests when they get back. Our head custodians do a great job of making sure those needs are met. So I'm very confident we'll open this school year and have a great, successful school year on time.
I'm just in awe of everything that you and your crew are able to accomplish. I'm in awe of that. You know, month after month, you know, for the time that you've been here, it's been amazing compared, I've been here for a while, so compared to the past. So, you know, kudos to you and your staff
Thanks.
Yep.
We have a great team here.
for, you know, looking into things that maybe the normal person wouldn't look into in your position. So, thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
I'm super excited to see our staff come back, because I think a lot of them are gonna be, like, it's not gonna look like the same building. And it's not just one building, like, many of the schools, I think people are gonna be like, this is entirely different than when I left a couple months ago.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, we're excited to get it open and see people's reactions. It'll be worth all the hard work for sure. Anything else? Thanks.
Thank you.
Good job.
It's a lot. Okay. I know Renee is at a conference, and Eric is on vacation. But Craig, I think it's up for your first transportation number. Is this your first
Yes, sir.
transportation?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, super excited to be here. Just so everyone knows me, I'm Greg Zaralis, Department of Transportation Director. Started July 1st, might have snuck in a little early. But been a great first few weeks on the job, and just really, truly excited to be a part of the transportation team. I just have a few summer updates here. There we go. So, just the best I could do with updated staffing numbers. Right now, we're at 54 full-time drivers. And with our route selection, which I'll talk about in a second, we have 50 Homer drivers with a regular daily route, and 4 of our Homer drivers working as full-time substitute drivers, essentially on standby every day to sub. Based on some recent resignations, we're up to 8 full-time driving positions. We'd like to be at 62 to be fully staffed. We have 1 on the docket tonight, so that'll bring us down to 7. And as those applications come in, I'm checking every morning, interviewing, vetting, recommending hires tonight, and training candidates over the summer as those applications come in. And right now, the plan is anything that's unfilled, we're working with First Student on contracted drivers. So we got a second draft of a contract today, actually, so currently reviewing that to make sure that everything's in order there. As far as getting the word out there, we have a bus entered in the Labor Day parade, so we're going to try and do a little advertising on that, and then touch a truck on August 15th at Heritage Park. So we'll have some banners and working on a QR code to scan and take them right to the site. So hoping to just kind of get the word out there here in the summer, and as those applications come in, review them, do it properly, but also get people in and go through that interview process. So just a quick update on routing. So we did all the work with routing to be on track for August 11th for the bus information to be available for the Homer families when the schedules come out, when everything comes out in Power School. Bus number, pickup, drop-off time, stop location. The drivers selected their routes last week, July 14th through the 21st. So we had a total of 55 routes that are being driven here by our Homer drivers, 51 and 4, 51 by Homer, 4 by First Student. That may have fluctuated a little bit with the recent number changes, but that was pretty close. And we have 8 contracted routes being driven by First Student drivers. So as students register and as stop change requests come in, which they are starting to do, we're constantly working in the office. Kelly and Chris are working on updating those routes as those requests come in. Our drivers are doing their dry runs, which, again, I'm learning a lot about the department as I join in, but for those of you who don't know, their dry runs, they take their bus out, they go through their route sheet, they go through the whole step-by-step, and then they submit notes back to the transportation team. They're just looking for anything, just that, taking that software and making sure it translates to the real world. So things that we'd be looking for is just that the stops make sense, not that everything is safe. Sometimes the timings are off. It says it'll take 5 minutes, it only takes 2, things like that. So they'll give those notes to the transportation team, and Kelly will work on tweaking those routes based on those dry runs. So we'll have those done by August 7th. Just an update on the fleet, no changes to the numbers, but I wanted to take a minute because I know, just like Liz says, she's in awe of Tim's crew. I'm in awe of everything that goes on in the summer over at transportation. Every morning, everything's buzzing. So we got 66 buses that we're taking care of, 49 large, 17 small. All of them are going through the safety lanes inspection, which is done in Mokina for the mandated safety inspection. That's every 6 months or 10,000 miles, whichever comes first, so making sure I know those numbers. And the mechanics are all over those buses, making sure that they pass the first time out. We don't want to take them out and have them sent back and have to take them back. So Mike, Benny, Henry are working diligently to make sure the buses are ready for those inspections. And then our bus washing crew, and they just make those buses look brand new. And you know how hot it's been. We've had the weather, and they're there 6 to 1, maybe 1:30, depending on where they're at as far as time. But they're just going through it. It's amazing. It looks like it's right off the showroom floor. So I had some pictures in there. The pictures do not do it justice, and they're working their tails off in that weather. And I just appreciate everything they're doing so much. And then in addition to the detailing, checking to make sure everything is, so when we got the new insurance cards, they're responsible for swapping those in and out. First aid kits are in compliance. We got new iPass stickers in. We're going to take the old transponders out. So, but they take a lot of pride in it for sure. So I want to give them their kudos because they're working hard. So just who's been working over the summer with us, our driving crew, so our drivers shuttling buses to and from safety lanes, and our bus washing summer crew. Wanted to make sure that we recognize all the hard work they've been doing over the summer. And then also with safety lanes, Chris Kosmowski in the office is coordinating all the comings and goings, organizing it, tracking it, making sure every bus is accounted for. And like I said, the mechanics are making sure those are ready to go before we take them. So, like I said, the pictures don't really do it justice, but I mean, the full detail wax on the interior. This is actually one of the older buses. I couldn't get in the new buses because I would have messed up. I'm walking on the wax and everything. So, but again, I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of, you know, they do that over and over, 66 times for every bus. So. And so I had the unique experience, I'm actually training myself to finish the CEL. So I've been working with two of our trainers, Kat Negretti and Colette Ryan. So it's given me a great perspective working with them, not only for just the driving experience overall, but our training process. So as I'm driving with them, you know, we'll kind of just chat about here's how it was 5 years ago, here's how it was 10 years ago, here's the changes when we go to the end. So just give me a great baseline for dialogue with our veteran drivers to best prepare the people that we bring in, not only just pass the test, but to, you know, be better than a serviceable driver, have the integrity and the competency needed to transport our students safely every day. And excited to report, this is a little outdated, passed my test on July 17th, so.
Awesome. I was gonna ask.
We got another bus driver.
Driving. So, but truly, again, my two trainers, Kat and Colette, Chris Kosmowski in the office organized all the paperwork so that everything's ready when the drivers need to go down to be trained. Kelly Zink was making sure that there was a little bit of a, certain check boxes weren't checked on my physical, and she was on top of them to make sure I got that. So truly, we have everyone pulling on the same rope to get our candidates trained in a timely manner. And it's time consuming. It's not just show up and take a test. We gotta work at it. So, but I'm happy to answer any questions. But that's all I have for right now.
The only, I know we're missing 8 drivers, and I know we're gonna contract some drivers out. Is there still kind of a big bus shortage bus driver shortage? I mean, First Student seems to have bus drivers available, so they're not short on bus drivers for all the schools that need to contract them
I
out?
think there's still in general a bus driver shortage, yeah. They happen to found some ways to attract some people that we, for whatever reason, couldn't get. But yeah, I don't.
Because they
think
seem
yeah,
to
no
have
one's
drivers
full, no
available.
one's flush. But they're also kind of picky, so we need to make sure that we get into the routes early with them as early as we can. And then they also force us to do things like if we agree to take on a few of the drivers that are gonna drive our buses, we're taking them on for the year. So even if we get people in, we still have to pay them, they're gonna be our drivers for the year. So it's not like we can just pick and choose, and if we get drivers, we can get rid of theirs or whatever, so.
So they're doing something to entice their drivers to.
Use signing bonuses.
Oh, is that what it
Some
is?
pretty significant signing bonuses. Because I would say that the districts that have their own fleets are still struggling. I mean, you don't go past too many of their bus lots that are doing the same advertising.
Oh, no, I understand. I know we're doing everything that we can. I'm just asking generally, general questions, so.
Yeah, the contractual companies are, I think what's making a difference is their signing bonuses.
But I think that, and also the fact that a lot of them don't offer benefits, and by not offering benefits,
They
they
can
can
have a
offer
higher
a
wage
higher
rate.
salary. And most of the drivers in those situations get benefits other ways.
I see, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Good for now. I hate starting the school year short of bus drivers, but
We're doing everything we
I
can.
don't know what else we can do right
This
now.
is an ongoing issue, just
Yeah.
short of having Craig stand on 143rd with the sign or something.
It's funny you say that, because I was thinking something different.
Superintendent needs bus drivers.
Wait till the construction's done, we need them here.
Okay. All right, thanks, Greg. Over to you, Lisa.
Lisa Figueroa, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. Very short board report tonight. That's not because there's not a lot going on. We have a lot of teacher planning that's been taking place. So we've had a lot of professional development across the board that we've completed, and then some more that's upcoming. We had kindergarten and first grade teachers work with Tasha and Chrissy to develop first quarter kindergarten and first grade units of study. Sorry, I have a hard time saying it without saying K1 units of study. So they worked for 4 days, it's a 4-day work week, and they were able to make lesson plans, make common assessments. They picked Q2 books that they're going to work with in August, so they just got a ton done. They preferred that 4 days in a row, they felt like, and they did get a lot accomplished. We had advanced learner planning earlier. We had ELA planning as well. For advanced learner planning, what they did was they looked at the grades before and after them, and they were planning on how they could enhance the curriculum or where they should look at if they can compact and move forward more quickly. For the ELA, Kelly Dobeck is going to be guiding us with the implementation along with StudySync and Imagine Learning, the companies that we went with. And so she advised us not to start working on the curriculum, but to familiarize ourselves with the texts. So 2nd through 8th grade teachers, when they did their curriculum planning, they looked at their Q1 texts and they almost did book studies. So they read the text and they were able to talk about how to best teach the standards through the texts. And then I'll show you in the next slide some upcoming professional development where they actually go into the resource and do some more intricate planning, and then the resource providers will give us more planning. So this was, our teachers were excited to get going, so this was the best work that they could put in prior to it. Our art staff also took place in some vertical articulation, and some of our elective teachers also worked. Their times have changed with the 5/8 schedule, so they have to do the same amount of curriculum. A lot of times Spanish is standing out to me. They have to get as much done in a smaller amount of time, so they were able to work with our coaches, Lara and Monica, and they were able to work on that, with the group. We still have a lot to go, so we have this week off and next week off, and then we are working with Kelly Dobeck. She's working 2 days with each of our groups. So with our 2-5 and our 6th grade teachers, she's gonna help them get ready, and to simplify it, she's going to help us identify what are the must-do things that we need to do when we teach, and what are the may-do things, because a lot of times the first time you're using a new resource, you don't have enough time to do everything that you're going to have time a year or two later. So she's gonna help us figure out what we should prioritize. When she worked with kindergarten and 1st grade again, we ordered the books that the kindergarten and 1st grade teachers recommended to incorporate when they're Q2 planning. So those books are all here, and they're gonna use those books to plan 2nd quarter. And then we have our 6th through 8th grade math teachers. Those teachers did not want to work anymore at the end of June, July. They said, put us in August. So we got them as close to the end of the summer as we could. So our teachers are coming in the 18th, and if they need more time, they're gonna come in again the 19th or 20th. And then our grand finale is our new staff orientation. So a couple of slides from the C&I department, but we've been very busy with our teachers. Any questions for me?
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Dr. Forwood. Ooh, I like it. Pretty.
So in the same spirit as the C&I department, I just have a few slides for you. If there's ever a board meeting that should be short, it's July, so we're working on that. Substitute planning. So on August 14th, we have our first paid in-person training for all interested substitutes since COVID. Used to do them all the time, and then that went away. So glad to have them back, and we have quite a bit of interest so far. We have between 25 and 30 substitutes registered for that date. Things to be talked about: classroom management, student support, safety procedures, district policies and procedures, utilizing classroom technology effectively, thanks to the tech department for making an appearance there. Communication and reporting, confidentiality and appropriate conduct, and understanding and positively contributing to school culture. So We reached out to some of our substitutes who we knew maybe a little more personally than others and just said, what do you think would make an effective training session? And they also gave us some ideas as well. So thanks to Karen Norville, our sub and grant coordinator, for her help in that.
I have a question. Is this
Sure.
the first time we've had the substitute training since COVID or before COVID?
Mhm.
Okay, and you
Well,
said,
the training that we've conducted
Okay.
previously was a slideshow that they
Okay.
read through and acknowledged, but this is the first in-person training.
okay, because I know we used to have
Yeah.
in-person training way back. For those that can't make it, is there a handbook or something, or
Yep.
what is it they get?
We have a
that?
substitute handbook as well, and all of these materials are gonna be put into a PDF that are sent to all of our subs.
Okay.
But I didn't know what to expect, and I was pleased to see how many people have signed up. that's
So this
good.
is optional?
What was that?
This is optional?
Correct. Correct,
I like it a lot.
yeah.
I'm glad we're doing it.
We
Yeah,
used to do that.
this makes sense.
So a quick registration update. So here's our grade levels down the side, Goodings, Grove, and Schilling in the first block of columns, Young and Butler. The green column is projected enrollment, where we thought we would be. Current enrollment is in blue, and then the pink is what percentage of expected we're at. So you can see we're in the 90s in most cases. One of the more relevant pieces that we're concentrating now on in July is chasing after families who haven't yet registered. As of this morning, we're at 91.6% of our registrants. This time last year, we were at 92.1, so it's within a few handfuls of students. Thanks to Lisa McLaughlin, our registration and enrollment specialist, and Trina Lindeman, our one of our summer workers, who's helping out with registration quite a bit and contacting families. And then lastly, per your request, Chris, a few months ago, this is just what openings do we have available. You'll see by building or by location what our current postings are. Anything with an asterisk is expected to be filled tonight, so those should be taken off. But that is a summary of where we're at with regards to positions. Been in contact with principals and department heads about those openings, and I know nobody's more concerned than them about filling those positions, so they are on it.
So we don't have school sites on here? Am I missing that?
They've already been contracted at this point.
Oh, all contracted, okay, I got you. So we filled it, but not all the.
We filled one of the spots, we have two remaining.
Two
Yeah.
that were
remaining
filled with
contracted, okay.
Yeah,
And when we have paraprofessional, I assume that means more than one?
we do, we have several.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point.
So, one special ed teacher at Hadley,
Correct.
one first grade teacher at Young, and those are the only certified teaching positions as of yet.
The first grade position at Young, we expect to bring, we have someone, we just didn't finish their referral checks for bringing it tonight, but that person is likely to commit for the August special board meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same with Hadley.
Same as the special ed teacher.
We have someone,
SI teacher, yeah, actually Christian just reached out to me this morning, yeah.
okay, okay.
And then the remaining para positions likely will be filled. We have, I think, two possibilities to be filled with candidates that we'll hire, and then the rest will be filled contractually if we don't have them.
I have interviews next week with Delta T, our contracting agency, to interview for parapro positions. So we've got people on deck.
And the speech pact that says to be contracted means we have a contract agency that
works.
can fill it? Okay.
Yep.
Just a little context there, we did have that position filled
Yeah, unfortunately.
back in June, and then the candidate had resigned because of licensing issues from a different state.
So we can contract out for parapros too? I didn't realize that.
So we have a newly formed relationship with a staffing agency that I met at IASPA this year called Delta T, and they've been great. In one of the highlights of working with them, well, there's two that come to mind. One is they pair really well with Frontline, the program that we use for substitutes, and they put their people into that program just like anybody else picking up a job. But then after they work a certain number of days, I think it's 100 days within the district, we can hire that person. And that's a pretty low threshold for being able to hire someone from a third party, and we've actually done that already. We've hired some of their contracted employees.
Okay,
All right.
that's very helpful, Mike, thank you.
You got it, thank you.
Questions? No questions? Okay. All right, great. Dr. Shockey?
For my super report tonight, I just want to provide some updates at the beginning of the school year. As Mr. Zarellis referenced earlier, our class assignments and bus routes will be released on Monday, August 11th. Parents will be able to access that, as always, via Power School. And as always, registration must be completed to have, to get your child's information there. So I've included a link here with registration instructions, and then as always, they can reach out to our help desk if they need help with passwords and such for Power School. We have our supply drop-off date set, similar to last year. All 6 schools will be held on Thursday, August 21st. We'll follow the same schedule as last year. Doors open at 4:15 and the event will end at 6:45. It allows our students and parents to tour the school and drop off supplies either in their classroom, designated classrooms, or their locker for grades 6 through 8. First day of school, in case you weren't aware, August 26th is a Tuesday. I sure hope I'm right on that. I think it is a Tuesday. It is.
Counting the days.
Yes. Yeah. And then on August 27th, that Wednesday, is our first day of school for our early childhood. And lastly, as Mr. Treziak mentioned earlier, Ms. Corrales is not able to be here this evening because she's at the National Wilson Language Trainer Conference. I believe it's in Boston, and she was awarded yesterday the Janet R. O'Connor Wilson Language Trainer Administrator of the Year Award, so kudos to her. That award is in recognition and appreciation for leadership in working towards literacy for all. For those of you that don't know, Renee is a certified Wilson trainer for our district, so she trains staff within our district. And I also want to thank Kathy Kaufman, who's a junior high teacher, for nominating Renee. So that's it. Any questions?
Do you know offhand how many Wilson teachers we have in the district?
I will get back to you and email the board on that.
It's gone up quite a bit.
Yeah, Renee
over the last few
did
years.
share this with me a few weeks ago. I will say,
And how many
Rough.
kids are in it as well?
well, I don't know that off the top of my head. I think we're close to 15 or 20 certified teachers now, and I think 60-ish, but let me confirm those numbers for you. I think she has 4 staff members that are on track to be trained this year too.
Good. Wilson's a great program. My oldest son used it. Worked wonders.
Yeah, it's been expanded quite substantially over the last few years here. Okay, I don't think we have any old business, so we'll move on to item 7, new business. We're looking at job descriptions. You want to comment on that?
Mike, go ahead.
No, just as regular maintenance for the HR department. It's common practice to go through and update, so thanks to the union for their help in that, and it's something that we'll do regularly.
Does it include all of them, or just, I
All the
know
ones
there's
that
quite a
had-
few.
All the
you know,
ones that
it's-
hadn't been updated in the last 5 to 7 is where I started,
Okay.
and then we'll keep a schedule.
That's right. Yeah, they're all in there if you wanted to look at them. I'm sure you of all people, I have no doubt about
I just didn't know if they were all of them.
Okay, any questions or comments before we take action on that? Okay, on item 7A, or are seeking a motion and a second to update indicated job descriptions.
So moved.
Second. And a roll call, please.
Oster?
Yes.
Hitzman?
Yes.
Maselli?
Yes.
And Trinity?
Yes. All right, and policies.
So the 5 policies listed before you, the updates are simply a name change only. They're to add Mrs. Morales' name in place of Mr. Hounslow.
Straightforward. Any questions, comments? Okay, item 7B, we are seeking a motion and a second to approve the following updated policies 2:260, uniform grievance procedure. 5:10, equal employment opportunity and minority recruitment. 5:20, workplace harassment prohibited. 7:20, harassment of students prohibited. 7:180, prevention of and response to bullying, intimidation, and harassment.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Hitzman.
Yes.
Maselli.
Yes.
Oster.
Yes.
And Frazier.
Yes. All right, item C, the employee handbook. Liz?
The employee handbook is not as straightforward. I have some things to share. The first change is, updated in titles and positions. Uniform grievance procedures have been updated in the draft, and it includes teaching students about personal health habits, 6th through 8th graders about fentanyl, 6th through 8th graders about career exploration, and environmental education would now include current problems and climate change. In the abused and neglected child reporting section, they would omit a step which required staff that report to DCFS to file a written report in 48 hours. In the ethics and conduct section, we would omit sexual harassment after the title in Title IX. It read Title IX Sexual Harassment and Grievance Procedure, and now it would read Title IX Grievance Procedure. In the prevention of and response to bullying section, it was reworded to add bullying prohibited for family responsibilities and or reproductive health decisions. They also added a board policy 2:270 as a basis of student harassment being prohibited. And the final change that's being proposed is for adding X instead of Twitter, Threads, and Discord to social media descriptions, and including smartwatches as personal tech. So those are all the changes.
Who would have thought those things were things we have to We'll have to change it again in 2 years. I'm sure. Okay, there's a lot of changes in there. They are nicely highlighted, so hopefully you could see those changes. And if any questions or comments for Lisa?
Are most of those in response to changes in regulation?
Yeah, the Title IX, which just was a title
Yeah.
change over and over again. The updated curriculum, they try to keep up with the times, so they talk about drug, we include that in health education, but just now they're including fentanyl, unfortunately. And then they've always taught, we have been teaching environmental education, but they're updating it to make it more relevant.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. On item 7C, we are seeking a motion and a second to approve the 2025-2026 employee handbook.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Maselli.
Yes.
Oster.
Yes.
Hitzman.
Yes.
And Frazier.
Yes. Okay. 7D, we have a retirement. Any questions or comments? Okay. On item 7D, we are seeking a motion and a second to approve the retirement of the following individuals subject to compliance with the terms and conditions of the district's one-time IMRF retirement incentive program and to improve separation agreements with said employees. Julie Andrulis, paraprofessional at Goodings Grove.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Oster.
Yes.
Hitzman.
Yes.
Maselli.
Yes.
Frazier.
Yes. All right, item E, purchasing approvals we already talked about, but I'll just pause to see if there are any questions or comments before we take action.
So there were a few that weren't talked about.
Yes, please, Al. Sorry, actually, it's not for you.
So Tim's are covered, that would be the door and then the scrubber. We also have one for Speech Plus for a .8 FT speech pathologist, and then also 2 FT RVTs for next year. So just wanted to make sure you're aware of those being on the list as well.
All come we end up with a 0.8?
That number would give it to me.
Okay. I mean, that's just an odd one, but I'm assuming there's some specific calculation for minutes needed.
There
Yeah,
must
that
be
happens a
some-
lot with related service providers, because they base it on the caseload.
It's contractual, so, yeah,
Makes
okay.
sense.
Okay, any questions or comments on any of the 460 items before we take action? All right, on item 7E, we are seeking a motion and a second to authorize contracting 2.0 FTE of registered behavioral technicians, contracting 1.8 FTE of speech pathologist, installation of an automated gate at the junior high, and the purchase of one auto scrubber and accessories in the estimated total amount $259,728.68.
So moved.
Second?
And a roll call, please?
Hitzman?
Yes.
Kinsella?
Yes.
Holster?
Yes.
And Tracy?
Yes. All right, back to you, Lisa.
Yeah, no, this is fun. Our kindergarten and first grade teacher, it is, it's exciting.
That's like the great from Tim.
Our teachers worked hard to pick quarter one books for our kindergarten and first graders, and they did a great job. They based it on complexity. They have a thematic, it's like a unit theme experience, and they align with our priority standards. First quarter was really fun to read. They are all about welcoming kids, classroom community, we're part of a family here, we all belong, you know, why you want to try hard in school. It's a great start to the school year for both grade levels. So we're seeking approval of these books.
Excellent. Well, I thank you for providing us that, and I think it's an important step in the process. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Lisa? Does anyone want to read any of them? Feel free, check them out.
They're in my office.
We have read books before. We do that for some of the new, bigger novels. Okay. Item 7F, we are seeking a motion and a second to approve first quarter unit of studies books.
So moved.
Second.
Second. We'll take it. Now we'll roll call.
Kinsella?
Yes.
Holster?
Yes.
Hitzman?
Yes.
And Tracy?
Yes. Okay, Lisa. Title I interventionists.
So what we're doing is we're recommending to approve 2 Title I interventionists in addition to the 2 that we already have. We received more Title I money this year than in years past, quite a bit more. And so we're proposing that we hire 2 one-year-only Title I interventionists because we don't know what the funding will be like year after year. So the recommendation is for 1 more at Goodings and for 1 more at Schilling. They would not be math only as they have been recommended in the past. They would be able to work with students with math or English language arts.
Okay. And I know that this is a little bit confusing with some of the, we have consent agenda and non-consent agenda, but there was timing issue. So these were anticipated hires. That's why they're separated.
Is there any concern with the release of Title I funding?
Title I is one of the few that are not currently held up. Title I and IDEA are the 2 that are still going up.
Sure.
But there's always a concern.
Ask again tomorrow.
And the articles that have been published, they always exclude Title I-A and IDEA. It's been consistent. Yeah.
There's restrictions also on how we can use this money. So that's pretty
Yes.
limited to new things we're not previously offering and expanding and direct instruction. There's a lot of,
There is, and I asked permission to include professional development because professional development was omitted. And so I worked with our rep that we can talk to, and we cannot use it for professional development unless it was limited to our Title I buildings, so.
What's the criteria that is used for us to get those funds for the interventionists?
It's so they take an average of the free and reduced student enrollment at the schools, And then the schools that are below that average qualify.
That's why it's per building too.
Yeah.
Writing grants is fun.
Lots
of fun.
Questions or comments? Okay. All right, on item 7G, we are seeking a motion and a second to approve 2 additional Title I interventionalists.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Oster,
Yes.
Hitzman?
Yes.
Maselli?
Yes.
And Tracy?
Yes. Okay. 7H, any comments or questions from the board?
So just to clarify, as
Great.
Mr. Trezak was talking to earlier, the timing of this being July 22nd, we posted those 2 positions you just approved as anticipated. We had internal interest, so tomorrow we will have internal transfer memos set through. We'll fill those 2 positions with internal candidates, and then, again, with the timing, we posted the corresponding internal positions as anticipated. Candace was able to interview and make a recommendation for one of those positions on this board agenda. Katie's working, I believe she did already interview and is ready to make a recommendation on the August agenda to fill these positions, so we're fully staffed for the start of the school year. That's typically 7H would be in our consent agenda. The reason it's not is because we needed the board to approve the positions first, and then the dominoes took place from there.
Confusing, but hopefully that makes sense.
I'm following.
All right.
We need her as a second grade teacher. That's basically.
Yeah.
Correct. In summation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. On item 7H, we are seeking a motion and a second to approve Caitlin Durkin as a second grade teacher at Schilling School.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And a roll call, please.
Hitzman?
Yes.
Maselli?
Yes.
Oster?
Yes.
And Tracy?
Yes. All right. We talked about this in the meeting before the meeting. Does anyone have any questions or comments or any other commentary, Al, before we take action?
Well, I asked the attorneys to make the title of the resolution the longest possible sentence.
They did a very good job.
And they accommodated my request, so you're welcome.
You can get through it without skipping a line.
Very well. On item 7I, we are seeking a motion and a second to approve the resolution of Board of Education of Homer Community Consolidated School District Number 33C, Will County, Illinois, to transfer monies from the Education Fund to the Operations and Maintenance Fund pursuant to the provisions of Article 17 of the School Code of the State of Illinois, and to transfer monies from the Operations and Maintenance Fund to the Capital Projects Fund pursuant to Section 100.50, subsection D, Part 2 of Title 23 of the Illinois Administrative Code.
Very good.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Motion in a second, please.
All right, I'll move it again.
I'll second it.
And a roll call.
Maselli?
Yes.
Oster?
Yes.
Hitzman?
Yes.
And Tracy?
Yes. Okay. Continuing to J. Al.
And Jay, during the course of the year, we sometimes have need to make budget transfers from one account to the other. I want to say there were 3 of them, I think, on the list that we gave you. It was very small. So we bring these to the board essentially this time every year for the previous year, just for you guys to approve them.
Are on the list. Does anyone have any questions or comments before we take action on this much shorter motion, which I appreciate? Okay. Item 7J, we are seeking a motion and a second to approve the budget transfers as presented for the 2025-2025 school year.
2024.
Did I say that? I'll reread.
25.
We are seeking, this is what it says, 25, 425. Is that
Yeah,
wrong?
but you said 25.
You said 25 plus.
25. Sorry.
25 is a good year.
Well, it
I
is,
will
but there's
reread it.
2 in a row.
I got through the tough one.
You did.
All right, We are seeking a motion and a second to approve the budget transfers as presented for the 2024-2025 school year.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call.
Olster?
Yes.
Hitzman?
Yes.
Maselli?
Yes.
And Frazier?
Yes. All right. Number 8, discuss future board agenda items. Does anyone have any future board agenda items that they would like to see?
So I just
Right
have
at this-
one, if anybody.
Sure.
At our April reorganization meeting, we set board meeting dates for this upcoming school year. We have a special board meeting as in our practice on August 12th to do two things. One, any last minute hires, which as you can see from Mike's slide, we'll have a few hopefully. And then Al's gonna review present the
tentative budget.
My question for the board is, it's set at 7 o'clock, which is our normal time, but historically for the special board meeting in August, we've done it earlier. We're fine either way, but if the board would like to move it to 6 or 5:30, we can talk about that and accommodate that if the board would like.
It's up to you guys, schedule wise.
What do we have to set a time now? Email, and all the rest for, their,
Availability?
yeah.
Mhm. I can certainly.
Is that doable?
Yeah,
I mean,
Rather than the
yeah,
forum,
let me just
rather
ask
than
what the
us
preference
making-
here
yeah.
is, and then
Or
we'll
give
reach out.
choices.
Are you guys here?
Oh, I'm fine with
6,
whatever.
6, okay?
Yeah, it's, as long as it's after
We'll
4,
target
I'm
6.
good.
We'll target 6 and we'll reach out to Deb
sounds good.
and Missy and Aaron.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Any other items? Okay, then we shall move on. I forgot what item number we're on, number 9. To go into closed session. And I believe there will be action after closed session today. Item 9, we are seeking motion and a second to go into closed session for discussion of 1, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. Number 2, discussion of collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Hitzman?
Yes.
Maselli?
Yes.
Olster?
Yes.
And Frazier?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us this evening. As Mr. Treziak mentioned, we will have to take action after closed session. I will approximate that we'll be back around 9:15. Just a guess.
Okay. On item 11, we are ready to take action. We are seeking a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to maintain closed session minutes as closed to the public.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Maselli?
Yes.
Oster?
Yes.
Hitzman?
Yes.
And Tracy?
Yes. And on item 12, we are seeking a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to destroy all verbatim minutes older than 18 months.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Oster?
Yes.
Hitzman?
Yes.
Maselli?
Yes.
And Tracy?
Yes. And on item 13, we are seeking a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we are adjourned at 9:12 and 42 seconds.